In this video, I will be walking through the Microsoft 365 Copilot capabilities. So we'll go through the 5 capabilities. So let's start with the first capability, chat. Chat is the default experience and it has significant updates, including better quality and performance, as well as UX improvements and interactive charts. Over the last few months, these updates have arrived. Copilot learns how you work and understands your needs and preferences through your chats, job profile, custom instructions, and more. Memory and personalization are private to you. And if you are ever working with the sensitive information, you can control what Copilot remembers. Second is the Copilot search. Now, Copilot search is an AI powered enterprise search that helps you find what you need instantly with rich, context aware answers from across your organization, including apps and data. It connects to first and third party applications from ServiceNow to Google Drive, Confluence, Jira, and more. So you can get fast, relevant results at work no matter where your data lives. The third, which is the most relevant feature and capability, is agents. So agents are now integrated into the application and they come pre-built with Microsoft 365 Copilot along with the new agent store to discover agents from your organization and third-party agents. Let's look at, say, a reasoning work agent. So it like an analyst and researcher. These are pre-built agents where you can customize advanced research modes so that they are optimized for specific work tasks and are similar to on-demand virtual employees. Studio is the Copilot agent system, enabling IT and users to create custom agents offering tailored workflows, data integration, and conversational experiences which can boost productivity, automation, and user engagement. Fourth is Notebook. So if you've used Google's Gemini Notebook LM, this is a similar kind of offering. And in this case, it enables unified collaboration and content across Microsoft 365 with AI-powered assistants, real-time updates, and persistent chat to help avoid duplicate efforts and keeps teams aligned. However, if I compare this to Notebook LM, I strongly believe that Notebook LM is more sophisticated because it allows you to combine research and content production faster. However, this is an area to clearly explore further from the Microsoft 365 Copilot interface as well. And finally, we have a Create, which is basically a module based on 4.4 image generation. So users can create high quality images, posters, banners, and even videos. Previously, customers had to purchase different capabilities from different AI vendors. So not what Microsoft has done, it has brought them all together into a single app, providing that consistent UI for your interface. So hopefully this was useful and I will be covering the other aspects of other similar products in the next video. So there are 3 fundamental components to Microsoft Copilot success. First is leadership. It's important that your business leaders are sponsoring and championing this change as well as driving the strategy throughout the rollout. There's also an element of human change, including reskilling and new ways to work, new ways to do the same process that people have been doing for a long time. The third piece includes the technical skills and transformation that will be important for your leaders to invest in throughout the journey. Through all these components, you will want to keep responsible AI principles at the forefront of what you're doing. You will see these again as we move forward. So leadership and sponsorship are critical for aligning AI investments to business priorities and defining the value scenarios. Best practice is to create an AI council from representatives across your organization to help guide and measure adoption. Human change requires a dedicated work stream, user enablement program, communications and community, skills and training, as well as authentically getting and acting on feedback. So best practice is to get and respond authentically to user feedback. And the third is technical readiness, which includes things like securing your data infrastructure, risk management, and technical skilling specifically for customization and extensibility. The best practice is to create an AI center of excellence with skilled resources that can act as a shared service and drive knowledge and transfer throughout the organization. So now let's look deeply into the implementation strategy of Microsoft Copilot. So there are 3 fundamental components to Copilot success. First is the leadership, as we have already looked into in the previous video. The second is human change, and the third is technical readiness. And in this video, I am going to cover all of these 3 elements in a sequential order. If we step back at the highest level, this is the end-to-end implementation journey that you will go through. It is important that you start thinking about the 3 S's in the Copilot readiness checklist as soon as possible. First is the sponsor. It's important to have leadership, if possible, the top level leadership, whenever there are blockers or challenges that are faced across the rollout. Second is scenarios. It is important early on that business leaders get a sense of where they want to start their Copilot innovation. Many have had successes with a functional approach, deciding if it's HR, finance, marketing, or another area of the business, and what key performance indicators they want to see Copilot impact and improve. And finally, security. You want to start the security, data, and privacy conversations as early as possible to make sure that you know what your path and journey is going to look like. It's also important that the human change, which is the user enablement, and technical readiness work streams start at the same time and then they work hand in hand. This is where your sponsor and your change management team will really serve as the glue to help these work streams support each other. And that is how customers are seeing the highest return on investment value and are delighting their business users with Copilot. Of course, the leadership work stream cuts across the entire journey, and you want to make sure that you are keeping the business leaders and sponsors engaged in each part of the journey. So let's begin with leadership. Leadership and executive sponsorship are critical for aligning AI investments to business priorities and defining high value scenarios. So, best practice is to create an AI council with representatives from across the organization and to help guide the measure and adoption. So, for the Copilot success, again, you will want to ensure that your sponsors are engaged, ensure that they understand the ABCs. They should be active, visible, and have consistent participation. They should build a coalition with their executive peers and they should communicate directly with employees to support landing this large change. The active involvement of executive sponsors is a key factor in the success of any implementation. This slide gives a good indication as to what the executive sponsors should be doing and what they may go to do the extra mile. You will see this broken down more in the user enablement guide in a few slides from now. So we are looking at leadership at the moment. So across each of these value drivers, there are key questions you can and should ask yourselves to determine if your organization is focusing on the right things to allow for the accelerated AI transformation with clarification. When it comes to organization and culture, do you have an established operating model to industrialize and enable the adoption and use of AI? And has your leadership clearly communicated that model and vision from top down? For business strategy, what kind of business outcomes are you focused on driving? And have you determined how AI can help you achieve these outcomes? For applied AI experience, have you examined how diverse and skilled your organization possesses with AI? And also, are you actively engaging and encouraging cross-functional collaboration so that everyone can build experience with using AI and what it looks like to realize the value of AI? For AI governance, are you implementing processes and controls and responsible AI practices and making those transparent? Are you governing data, privacy, and security? And lastly, when it comes to technology strategy, have you enabled your organization to have access to quality and comprehensive data, given that AI experiences are only as good as the data is? And are you equipped to scale from an infrastructure standpoint as the potential demand for your AI experiences and solutions begin to increase? And also, it is important for organizations to establish a governance framework that ensures the responsible and ethical use of AI across their operations and stakeholders. This is where creating an AI council comes in. The AI council should have representatives in each of the four areas: IT enablement team, executive sponsors, change management team, and risk management team. This collaborative council allows everyone to in the know of every step of the Copilot implementation journey. So the Copilot scenario library of Microsoft offers examples of the top use cases by functions and industry to help you identify and measure areas you would like to improve. It maps the scenarios to Copilot product capabilities, which provide a blueprint for functions of specific roles within your organization. And you can also have a look at the website mentioned on this specific link. There are several assets available to help you learn how to leverage AI for business outcomes. A business leader's guide for AI adoption is a step-by-step implementation guide, and built off the learnings from customer insights, this playbook provides actionable guidance to business leaders on how they can begin to adopt the Copilot within their organization. Have a look at this ebook because this ebook explores how to prioritize licenses and capitalize on early productivity gains, how to get up and running quickly and build momentum, and when you can expect to see and how to quantify the business results. The white paper series, Leading in the AI Era of AI, helps you create an AI council and exercise in transparent leadership, explore practice guidance for aligning AI strategy with business goals and mitigating risks. It's not just about AI, it's about trust. Learning about building trust and putting human connections first to get the most from AI, and recommended principles for selecting AI suppliers. Also, read on how you can enlist to support your success, as it will guide you to go to the next level of business expansion. Now, let's move from leadership to human change. So, the next fundamental components to Copilot success is human change. Human change requires a dedicated work stream, user enablement program, communications and community, and the skills and training. So, the best practice is to create a community of practice for your users to share their success stories, ask questions, and learn from each other, and leverage the Copilot dashboard to gain insights on the usage. And the Microsoft 365 Copilot implementation framework is broken into 4 phases across the human change and technical readiness work streams: get ready, onboard and engage, deliver impact, and extend and optimize. It's important that the 2 work streams work hand in hand and stay connected throughout these milestones on the journey. Let's start with human change. So, to get ready for human change, you are deciding which departments you are going to roll out Copilot to, first based on the scenario library and who your business success team is. You will also want to do this intentionally with license assignments and concentrate them for better evaluation. Onboard and engage is where you roll out training for your users and set up your champion program. The Copilot prompt gallery is ideal for users to discover prompts and to get started with their AI skills. The third bit is delivering impact, which means that where you can measure success and understand how Copilot is impacting your business. User surveys and the Copilot dashboard give you insights on the usage and where your predefined success criteria is actually shaping. And finally, extend and optimize is where you want to start thinking about new high-value business scenarios and the next functional areas to roll out for Copilot. This is also where you should also recognize and reward success for champions and users who have been part of the implementation. So throughout all the phases, it is important for leaders to support continuous learning and optimization. Here, we can see the importance of driving human change with change management and adoption versus without. When you deploy Microsoft 365 Copilot with the minimum user enablement, usage has a slow rate of proficiency. When you add the change management, be it in-house with a unified cloud solution architect or with a Microsoft partner, you will move to adoption and a higher level of proficiency than without. It's also important to get the right foundation for driving value and setting expectations, because your users are going to want to understand what is the impact, what is the ROI. So all start with Copilot value at the first level, what we call individual value or foundation skills. These are skills such as summarizing your meetings, revising your Word drafts, are things that will help all users regardless of what their job function is. Once you get pretty good at that, you move to the next level where you start digging into departmental or job specific prompts such as multi-step or multi-turn. This is where users start to feel like they are really getting some value out of Copilot. And finally, there's the organizational value or advanced skills where people start to streamline and automate some of those business flows. There are huge gains here, and by the time you get to the third level, the ROI is very apparent about the value and the gains that you're seeing. Make sure that you're setting the right expectations for this journey of intelligent progression of AI skills. Microsoft Viva can help you accelerate your AI transformation in these areas. Copilot communities powered by the Microsoft Viva Engage facilitate user engagement, providing a community of practice for users to share their success stories and celebrate others, ask questions and find more training. The Copilot dashboard powered by Microsoft Viva Insight provides analytics and data on usage as well as the impact reports. And the Copilot Academy from Microsoft Viva Learning can be assessed in teams right in the workflow for work for users' skill development and training. And now we will go and we will basically continue on to the next scenario. So let's take a step back. What did we actually cover in the previous slide? Yeah, so we were looking at accelerating your AI workforce transformation. So we've looked into leadership and human change as we're looking at the 3 essentials of Copilot success. And now we will be looking at technical readiness. So the next fundamental component to Copilot success is technical readiness. Technical readiness includes things like securing your data infrastructure, risk management and technical skilling, especially for customizations and extensibility. So the best practice is to perform the Microsoft 365 Copilot optimization assessment. Once again, it's important that technical readiness works hand in hand with human change, and these changes stay connected throughout the milestones on the journey. Let's focus on technical readiness recommendation for deployment. In the ready stage, perform the optimization assessment to analyze your current security and compliance posture. In onboard and engage, it is recommended to use the Copilot setup guide to ensure that you have the proper data security controls in place and to determine if you need to deploy additional Microsoft 365 apps. In deliver impact, you need to establish a service management plan and enable the Copilot dashboard to analyze the user adoption and usage patterns. And finally, in extend and optimize, it is important to take the insights on the optimization opportunities and service health and consider how the technical team can start to customize and build the internal agents, use extensible plugins, and start to drive the next level of AI value. Again, this whole journey works best if leadership supports continuous learning and optimization of Microsoft 365 Copilot. So, the Microsoft 365 Optimization Assessment Tool, as part of technical readiness, is designed to help organizations analyze their computing environment and provide recommendations for optimization Copilot. The assessment aims to enhance productivity, stream workflows, and drive digital transformation. Once you have completed the optimization assessment, you should start your current licensing, identify management, current collaboration tools, and current locations. This will uncover opportunities to implement important data security measures and improve the security posture to optimize the Copilot experience while protecting your data. And once you get to extend and optimize, it's really about exploring the new scenarios and where you want to go next, expanding those capabilities with Copilot Studio and agents, and extending to new use cases, new departments, and new functions across your organizations. So Copilot Studio is an end-to-end conversational AI platform that empowers you to create and customize Copilots with a low-code graphical user interface. With Copilot Studio, you can easily test, design, and publish agents that suit your specific needs for internal or external scenarios across industry, department, or role. It allows you to connect Copilot to other data sources, either as pre-built or custom agents, create and orchestrate the sophisticated logic, and manage your experience with ease. So whether you are looking to customize an existing agent or build your own from scratch, Copilot Studio provides an intuitive low-code experience that puts the power of AI agents at your fingertips. So remember that you don't have to do all of this on your own, because Microsoft has great resources for deployment and adoption services available through their Microsoft partners. And a fast track is a free service that can help in case businesses have questions about technical security and compliance deployment elements. And finally, it is important to look at the flagship Microsoft Unified Services with top experts who are ready to help through the user enablement components and technical readiness pieces to help you get started in looking at the Copilot as an opportunity to learn. So hopefully this was useful, because overall what I wanted to capture is Microsoft Copilot has recently undergone a lot of changes and organizations have started to look at its importance, and everyone must understand, be it Copilot or be it any other AI solution or AI technology, it's important to understand the broader perspectives and get the right kind of alignment before considering any deployment or any implementation. So hopefully this was useful as a piece of content to help you understand what are the possible options out there and what is the least riskiest way to start testing and understanding how these AI tools and technologies can be a part of your broader stack at an enterprise level. Thank you.